What's going on, people, and welcome back to another player versus player. This one long overdue. I've been ill, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and this one was meant to be done quite a while ago, so apologies for that. We are here today, and the winner of the last player versus player was Casemiro versus Busquets. Both still going. It seems like these two have been around forever. They have been playing a very long time, and I think both of them will retire in the coming years. And both players I've always been fond of and admired, both in the holding midfielder role. And I can't wait to get into this one because they're both legends in their own right. They've both won a ton. They've had countless years at Madrid versus Barcelona, and that rivalry and the tense rivalry there with the El Clasico. I'm excited about this one. Obviously, Casemiro now at my club, Manchester United. I can't believe we got him in the first place, to be honest. I've always been an admirer of him. And Busquets I've always loved as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we've got passing. Both very good passes. I would edge passing to Busquets, so I think if you think of him back in the day with Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, whoever he was in the team with, he was vital because of his holding role and his ability to just keep the ball and play simple passes, but he could also do the more advanced balls and across the field and intricate balls, through balls into tight spaces. He could pull it off. So for me, Busquets edges the passing. Next up, we got heading. I don't really remember Busquets heading the ball that much, to be honest, even now. But I don't recall him scoring a lot of headed goals or anything like that. Whereas with Casemiro, I do recall more. And he's done it at United already, obviously. But I've seen him score headers for Madrid, and he just seems a lot more dominant in the air than Busquets. So Casemiro for the heading. Creating and assists. This one is a little bit up for debate. I think a lot of people will go with Busquets. I do think he can definitely do that, but I think he sits a lot deeper than Casemiro does. He's usually the pass before the assist. So I think Casemiro gets forward a lot more, and because of that, he's in and around the box more. Inadvertently going to get goals or create and get more assists because he's further up the pitch. So for that, I would go with Casemiro. Goals to look up, and there's quite a big difference in these two for goals, and I wasn't too sure on how big it would be. There's quite a margin in it. Casemiro has 48, Busquets has 18. So Casemiro with 30 more goals is a considerable margin. So for that alone, it has to be Casemiro. Dribbling, I don't look at Busquets as a dribbler. I think he's more 1-2 touch and then the ball's gone. He's very clever and good at that and elite at that, but he doesn't really drive with the ball a lot. So for me, Casemiro. You see him doing it even to this day at United, getting forward. He can drive through the midfield at times. He's not always successful at it, but he definitely does it a lot more than Busquets does. So Casemiro for dribbling. Acceleration, both of these guys are not blessed with pace at all. But Casemiro is definitely quicker. So easy one for acceleration. Bravery, again, it depends on what you look at, but for me, Busquets has never been that hard crunching tackler or that physical player. He's always been very good technically and in his head very quick and clever. Almost like a Xavi was. So for me, bravery, you see it with Casemiro. He's currently now on a 4-match ban for Manchester United. He's got several red cards already for the club. He's constantly getting yellows as well. But if you take that away from him, he's not the same player. So for me, bravery, Casemiro. Similar to bravery for the next one, aggression. I would edge to Casemiro also because he's definitely, well, I say edge, he's a lot more aggressive than Busquets is. So yeah, easy one. Influence on a team. I like Casemiro a lot, obviously. I love having him at United. And Busquets, I think, like I said, in them earlier days with Barcelona, all the success they had with Pep, Busquets never really got the shine that he should have because he was so vital in that team that they probably wouldn't have done as much as they did without Busquets there because he played such a crucial role and let other players attack. I think Casemiro is a huge influence on a game, but I think Busquets gets this one. Moving on to the next side then, teamwork. We might have to come back to teamwork because I can't decide that one right now. I don't think there's anything in it for that. Agility, both of them never been blessed with being agile. Busquets is a strange one because he's gangly and lanky, but he can turn quickly in like tight spaces even though he's not quick. It's very weird. Whereas Casemiro is probably a little bit quicker in terms of dribbling and running and sprint speed, but maybe he doesn't turn as quick. We'll come back to agility because that's a tough one as well, I think. Awareness, I would give it to Busquets. I think he is a lot more aware of his surroundings and is more clever. Doesn't put himself in trouble as much as Casemiro does. So I would give awareness to Busquets. Interceptions, I would give to Casemiro. I think he's a lot more energetic around the pitch, covers more spaces and therefore intercepts more passes because he reads things and can get to it quicker than Busquets can. Technique, Busquets for me. I think they're both very good, but I think when you think of Busquets, you think of the Spain team that won stuff and the Barcelona team, and he's now obviously captain at Barcelona, still going, but he's always been so clever in that holding position, not losing the ball, not doing outlandish things, but doing things that keep the team ticking and it runs through him, dictating the pace of the game. I think technique is Busquets. Strength, Casemiro for me. I think he's built stronger than Busquets is. I would say he's a bit more of an athlete than Busquets. So strength is an easy one for me, Casemiro. Trophies, a little bit of a reverse on what the goals were. Casemiro has 19, whereas Busquets has 30. So a bit of a margin in this one. And Busquets has to get it simply on the respect of the amount he's won. And in career, I think when they both retire, they're both going to be looked back on fondly. I think people would argue that Busquets, he's never really tested himself in different countries, whereas Casemiro has done that now coming to the Premier League. For their countries, I would say Busquets has done better. Their whole career, I think Busquets has had a better career, if I'm honest. I love Casemiro, but I think Busquets is a bit more polished in what he did in terms of the stuff he won with Barcelona at the time, under Pep with Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Piqué, the list goes on. But Casemiro's won a ton as well, don't forget. It's tough. For me, I would give that to Busquets for career. And then coming back to these two, we got teamwork and agility. Teamwork, I'm going to go with Busquets because I think he is just crucial in that role he plays in terms of that holding role, because he will allow others to attack more, whereas Casemiro can do that, but sometimes he grabs the game by the scruff of the neck a bit more, but then it can compromise his team if he leaves a space where, because he goes further up the pitch than Busquets will. So, yeah, I think teamwork, Busquets, because he goes under the radar and he doesn't ever get the shine that I think he should. And agility, really tough, because I don't think people look at Busquets as being agile, but for me, when I think of him, he's quick at turning in tight spaces, even though he's not a quick runner or he's not blessed with pace. I will give it to Casemiro for agility, but I think Busquets is underrated in his agility. Not in terms of sprint speed and pace and like athletic ability, but quick turns. I think Busquets is very underrated and always has been. So let's add these up. Passing, Busquets 1-0. Heading, Casemiro 1-1. Creating an assist, Casemiro 2-1. Goals, Casemiro 3-1. Dribbling, Casemiro 4-1. Acceleration, Casemiro 5-1. Bravery, Casemiro 6-1. Aggression, Casemiro 7-1. Influence, Busquets, Casemiro 7-2. Teamwork, Busquets, Casemiro 7-3. Agility, Casemiro 8-3. Awareness, Busquets 8-4. Casemiro. Interceptions, Casemiro 9-4. Technique, Busquets 9-5. Casemiro. Strength, Casemiro 10-5. Trophies, Busquets 10-6. And career, Busquets 10-7. So it was pretty close in the end. I didn't have a clue how it was going to go. 10-7, Casemiro 10, Busquets 7. So it swings and roundabouts because, like I said, I think Busquets has had a better career. But it doesn't always matter in this in terms of all of the categories added up. Casemiro takes it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know yours in the comments, what you had for each category and how far and which person won. I love doing these. I'll try and do the next one in a short space of time then, because I know you've had to wait a long time for this one. So I'll put a new vote up in the community tab, so make sure you go over there and vote and see which one you get to see next. Premier League predictions will be coming again soon. Also, I've got to be doing match previews, match recaps and stuff for Manchester United, so watch out for that as well. Yeah, appreciate everyone supporting. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure the notifications are switched on. Make sure you're sharing it to your friends. And make sure you're giving a thumbs up on a video. It helps the channel grow, guys. Peace out.